You could arrive today. You arrive when you decide to accept who you are and your life mission, what you are given to bring to the world. And sometimes that's challenging for many of us, especially me. But today I'm going to arrive. And my name is Roger Burnley, and I was given the philosophy that could change your life and our world. But it was so challenging for me to own that and accept myself and to tell you. And then when you don't accept who you are and what you came to the world to do, then your life goes in shambles. And that's what I've been doing for the last 5 years. Longer than that, but the last 5 years that it's been so apparent to me, and so now I have to change that today, especially before I'm going to be speaking about this to millions of people potentially on Coast to Coast AM tonight with George Noory. So I thought I would tell you first, because I've been torturing myself. I've been wrecking my life and finances and everything because I was supposed to help change the wealth and income disparity in our world that existed because I was given that information. Now, this is something that is challenging for many people to believe or accept, including me. But when you think that all we do when we come into the world is that we learn things and we operate from our consciousness, we don't have anything else other than that. And over time, over centuries, we develop new ways of looking at ourselves and our world and interpreting how we can live better as humans. But sometimes we don't let go of that. And I didn't do that, so I'm doing it today because I want you to understand who you are and that you are here to make a difference. And if you arrive, you will start to accept yourself. That is a process. It's a process that we each move through individually and also collectively. It happens in our lives and also in our society, our civilization. It's gone on since the beginning of time. But we will develop different skills and abilities, and sometimes that can be challenging, and that's what it was for me. I've never studied many things. I've never studied history, or I've never studied astrology. I've never studied any of that stuff. And I looked at the message for tomorrow. Well, the message for today was, the future of your life and world still depends on you. That's the message I received on December the 29th of 2024. And then it took me back to 2021, where I was told the same thing in so many different ways. But I couldn't accept that. And then I looked at tomorrow, December 30th, and it said, you could arrive today. And I'm looking at that page. It is on my blog, Any Advice for Today, so you'll be able to see it for yourself. And I'm looking at that, and I have no memory of it coming through. And it's giving me all of these astrological configurations, which I had no awareness of those, but Wilhelm did. There's a greater intelligence that we're all connected to. Whatever you call that, you think of God, Allah, whatever particular thing, or some people think the ethers or different names. Philosophers in the beginning made up different names, but it's energy. And we are all connected to it, and it has qualities. And those qualities are of a higher vibration or a lower vibration, and we each operate from them. And then we have a sense of what we might think of in ourselves of good and bad and right and wrong. We have all of those things that exist within us. But those have also been formed by what we were taught from our ancestors, from all those who came before. But evolution means that we're supposed to move to a higher state of understanding and consciousness, and sometimes that will require us to break out of the limitations that we've placed on ourselves. And that's what I've done. So I'm not doing that anymore. And you will see that I've done something that no one else has done, and that was challenging for me, which is why I held back. You may have been doing the same thing, because we each are meant to bring something different to the world. But mine was documented. Mine shows the organization, and I couldn't have known that. It shows how we are affected by the changes of our planets, our galaxies, and over time. And then it shows that we have cycles. We have cycles that we move through in our lives individually, and there are also cycles that we move through in our world. And the energetic cycles are the energies that come from our planets and galaxies, and then we start to respond in a certain way as humans. And I didn't want to do any of this. And I just have to say this because I was trying to explain to my family last night. I said, I don't even like looking at the messages the next day, because then I have to awaken to what, oh, wow, yeah, I'm supposed to do that. And then yesterday I said I had to stop worrying about who would believe me, because I know that there's so many people who will get such value from this work, but I kept screwing it up. I was trying to work on my website this morning to get things together before this presentation tonight, depending on how many people are going to show up. And I'm just getting so frustrated because there were so many things that weren't done correctly because I wasn't going to have enough money to be able to do it efficiently because I kept denying myself. And many people, we do that. We deny ourselves. And that's what happens. And it's consciousness again. That if we could own ourselves, that's just energy, we could have everything. And that's what I have to do because I want you to do that. That was supposed to be what I was here to accomplish. But see, I did so many other things as you might have. I was a vocal coach for so long. I did so many other things. But then what else happened is I had a really challenging, difficult life. I moved through all the things that you might have been experiencing. I failed. I did so many things. I was sick. I had, I lost part of my foot because I wasn't willing to take care of myself and came down with this crazy disease and then had to learn how to walk again. I mean, I've been through all of it and I'm 75 and it's all healed and it's because of consciousness. Someone said, could you have done this simply because of this work? Yes. Because it's all energy, and when you start to understand it, you come into alignment with who you are. You were born with a unique DNA, and it gets activated at different times when the planets change, because we're all interconnected that way. We're still discovering new ways. We talk about the quantum field. Well, that's what I received. And you will see on the messages, even on this day, it'll go back to understanding how we create things. But I received that in 2007. I couldn't have understood it then. That's how we progress. We progress in understanding year after year. But I didn't receive information that way. I received it in a different way from that quantum field, which is what Wilhelm likes to call ultimate reality. Because we're all going to pick the ones that we want to have. But then when you find that you're in the place of you feel good, you've let go of your judgment, you've let go of your hatred of yourself and others, that's that higher dimension that we're all supposed to be moving to, and I was given that plan. Because you'll see on the document, which is called the Wilhelm Channeling, it's a blueprint for humankind, for the evolution of consciousness for humankind. And it came through me. I didn't create it. I sat down every day. 36 years. I've been afraid of myself for 36 years because in 1989, the message that came about said that I was so afraid of this power that I uncovered because I made a direct connection to Source or God, however you think of it. But I knew I had done that because I didn't know this information. But I was supposed to bring it. And then they kept giving me other things to kind of verify it. We've given you all the information from Tesla, from Einstein, all the great minds who came before. And we also gave you Alfred Adler, because that's the one that we felt insecure. We felt inadequate, and he told us about that one. That would be the thing that would really bring us down. And so I'm moving over that today, and I want you to do the same. I'm putting this on my blog, so you'll see all the information for yourself. And then I hope you hear me on Coast to Coast tonight. I will be on beginning at midnight Pacific time, midnight till 2 a.m. That'll be the time in there somewhere. But we'll leave a link for you so you can see it. But I just want you to know when you arrive, that means that you've decided to take that journey of accepting who you are, why you're on this earth, and what you came to accomplish, because I know every single soul came to accomplish something. And if they were to do that like me, starting now, we would have a much different world. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you real soon.